We weren't just telling you that XRP and our crypto market was heading into expansion in 2026 because we wanted to deliver you some hopium at the end of the year and make you feel better. It was backed off the data. When you know what data points to look at, you can get the signals and predict where the market is moving. And this is why we are still here today, watching the market just bottomed out over the weekend and is starting to move back up. And although we could still have another deeper pullback, and we got our orders ready for that one, we know the trajectory in 2026 is back into expansion. We just got the data point to confirm it, and we're going to run up another live show with you guys here today. I appreciate you for stopping by. Trade deals, this is part of our thesis. Trade deals, peace deals, QE, interest rate cuts, all of it coming with the Clarity Act. It's happening in 2026. The most recent trade deal is India agreeing to reduce tariffs on the United States to 0% and will stop buying Russian oil. In return, the U.S. will reduce tariffs from 25 to 18%. President Trump is also launching a $12 billion strategic mineral stockpile to counter China. We've been talking about these boring old assets here that were so boring. They weren't sexy. They weren't fun. They weren't hot. And then they went on a historical run, and they're still in the middle of that historical run. And I'm laughing at people. A lot of crypto bros trying to call the top on precious metals. Boy, they're about to get smacked up with new all-time highs coming in for both those assets here shortly. We are not done. Cryptocurrency legislation and the progress with Clarity Act. We have a White House meeting with crypto and banks on stablecoin yield. That's going to be taking place by the time you see this update. That meeting is going to be happening. On the other side of the aisle with Senator Elizabeth, I got a plan for you, Warren. She responds to this blockbuster Wall Street Journal report this morning with a statement directed at her colleagues, quote, Congress needs to grow a spine and put a stop to Trump's crypto corruption. They're so focused on Trump's dealings, and even I've been critical that Trump's dealings were going to put a spotlight on that versus broader market structure and the real work that needed to be done to get market structure across the line, which is why one of a few reasons why I've been critical of the Trump family dealings in crypto. One, I just thought that they could work with better companies. World Liberty Financial and that project hasn't impressed me at all. The tokenomics are not good, and I am not invested in the project, just in full transparency. And I think that they just could have done better, right? But my opinion is they've been working with Ripple on a national security level with the Treasury. And so this is a little bit different of a dealing than the little project that the Trump sons are working on. But the unfortunate part is that these dealings have brought in that to the spotlight instead of, figuring out and hashing out the issues that bring us market structure. So Senator Elizabeth, I got a plan for you, Warren. She gets to focus on that instead of, hey, let's have conversations about, why the bankers are trying to stop yield on stablecoins. As John Deaton talked about on the debate stage with Senator Elizabeth Warren, we got some documents that just came out, and Elizabeth Warren and her husband, I won't go into that in this episode, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they love projection. They do. Now, speaking of regulators that are moving it forward, we have some exciting news out of Europe. Cassie Craddock, she is the UK CEO and Managing Director of UK and Europe at Ripple. A couple of weeks ago, we heard from Luxembourg's CSSF that Ripple had received preliminary approval for its EU electronic money institution license. So another license, more clarity. And Ripple it gets to keep on building here. Absolutely love to see it. Fantastic news. 28 million RLUSD minted at the RLUSD Treasury. This is on the XRP ledger. So yes, Ripple has issued RLUSD on Ethereum, and most of the RLUSD so far up to this point has been issued on Ethereum. But over the past couple months, we've seen a lot more RLUSD getting minted on the XRP ledger. We just got RLUSD now going live on Binance, the largest exchange in the world, starting with the Ethereum token, and then XRP ledger integration to follow. And the reason why that's so important is because it opens up Binance, the largest exchange in the world, to not just list RLUSD on the XRP ledger, but to list every other real-world asset or token that gets issued on the XRP ledger, right? All the XRP ledger tokens can now be brought and integrated to tier one exchanges like Binance. Massive, absolutely massive. XRP ETFs, let's get the update on these. Big day so far, up to 30 million, and Bitwise starting off the week hot with 19 million of trading volume on Bitwise ETFs this morning. Franklin Templeton in second place. And now we did get a week 5 net outflow. You can see that. So last week we did get an outflow, right? So we get money coming in and we do get money coming out at times, but we're still looking at 755 million XRP parked and backing these vaults. That's 0.75%. We're almost at 1% of the total XRP locked in the XRP ETF vaults. And this is while XRP trades at $1.64 this morning, a strong bounce. Now I'm going to go back and play a clip from a video that I dropped for you guys. This video was shared 2 weeks ago, but we were having these conversations towards the end of the year in December into January, where we were showing you guys the ISM Purchasing Managers Index and the correlation with that and the crypto bull run and alt seasons that we've seen in the past. And what happens here is this is a national survey of the manufacturing sector and specifically the purchasing managers. So how many orders are coming in? Where's your inventory sitting at? And they ask you on a few different questions where things are at, and then they can come up with this index based off that. Now, this video, I had titled this video XRP Bullish Signals because we got positive readings on the Philly Fed Manufacturing Survey and the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. And I had warned you guys at the time, this was a few weeks ago, that this was a signal that the broader national survey for the manufacturing survey was about to go into expansion. And people back then were telling me that that was clickbait, XRP bullish signals, and that we were going to go into expansion in 2026. That was clickbait. Now, of course, between then and now, the market did come back down. But I'm trying to give you guys a zoomed out perspective. I'm not a day trader, and I don't try to help you guys day trade. I don't help you guys trade at all. I don't give financial advice. I just show you what I'm doing, how I'm positioned, and I share my analysis, which is 2026, we move back into expansion. Now we can confirm it. But I'm going to run back this clip here. This is from a couple weeks ago, January 15th or 13th, I think. Let's run the clip. And once again, here at the beginning of 2025, after President Trump was elected, most pro-crypto Congress, we're back, baby. It was a great time. And we had an alt season and XRP pumped over 500%. And that was it. Very short-lived. Came back down here and now we're in contraction territory looking for this thing to move. But we just got the positive signals. Empire Manufacturing at 7.7. That's smashing expectations. We have the Philly Fed coming in at 12.6. Smashing expectations and a complete reversal of negative prints on both those indexes. Now very well positive into expansion territory. Leading indicator of PMI. That's what comes next. And that's why I'm saying we got bullish signals for XRP in the broader crypto market. Specifically for XRP, we have. Yep. And what reading did we just get today? That would be a 52.6 on that PMI coming in today. Take a look at it right here. That would be this one right here. January ISM Manufacturing Survey, Purchasing Managers Index, 52.6. The expectation was 48.4. The December reading was 47.9. So we've been in contraction, as I was talking about in that video. But I drew my green box and I told you guys we were heading into expansion in 2026 and the crypto market alt season would correlate with it. Expectation was 48.4, so still being in contraction. We blew past it, 52.6. So we blew past the expectation for the Philly Fed Manufacturing Survey. We blew past the expectation for the Empire State Manufacturing Survey. And we have just done it for the National Survey as well. Here's the full chart for you guys to take a look. Now, the TradingView chart here has not updated, and we haven't gotten the print up here. But I drew my yellow horizontal line up here at 52.6, and then I drew my diagonal line to show you the print that we're about to get. Now, we're blowing by the level that we were at in January of 2025. We got 2 months of reading there in January and February of 2025 above 50 into expansion territory. When was the alt season after the election? When did most cryptos top out? It was January, February, or right around that time. Right? Very few cryptos went on to go set a new high after that in 2025. Bitcoin did, XRP did, XLM did not, HBAR did not. A lot of cryptos that we hold and other cryptos, generally speaking, did not go back into expansion, did not go set new highs, perfectly correlating with this ISM Purchasing Managers Index. And I drew this green box. And I drew this green box showing the bottom of it at 50 and the top all the way to potentially up to 60. But this is just the range that I was saying that we're looking to go back into. And I drew it from the start of 2026 to the end of 2026. Well, first reading, January 2026, boom, 52.6 into expansion. The way this works is anything below 50 is contraction, anything above 50 is seen as expansion. And this is one of the leading indicators of our U.S. economy, a real gauge of where our U.S. economy is sitting at. And so this is why I'm staying firm. I just loaded up more XRP, added to my XRP position over the weekend. I just added more Zebek. I'm loving how our Canton's doing. I might even go buy some more precious metals. If silver goes below 60, I'm a buyer. I'll just tell you that right now. But we're still buying these assets in anticipation of the crypto market being correlated with this Purchasing Managers Index, which is showing us the U.S. economy is going back into expansion. The GD prints in 2025 were not a fluke. Right? Inflation's cooling off. GDP growth. Most of it's through the AI play. I get it. It's a K-shaped economy, and inflation is still compounded in aggregate, and it's still tough out there. I get it. That's the whole point of this. Right before we head back into expansion, right before we pump again, what do the market makers do to you? Metaphorically speaking, they kill us. Right? They wipe XRP back out to $1.50. And we could still see a mass capitulation event. As I warned about in my update yesterday, I was expecting that double bottom at $1.50 for XRP, and that's what we got. Right? Yesterday or last night, we backtested about $1.52 or something like that. That was my expectation. And I did warn, and I still am warning, that we could see one more black swan, one more, Supreme Court rules on Trump tariffs, Iran strikes. There's a few catalysts, right, that would give us that mass mass capitulation moment that would bring XRP back down to maybe $1.20, $1.30. That would be it. If you don't get your orders in, they're not going to be filled. You're going to miss that because it's going to come so quickly, and it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. We might have already bottomed. $1.50 might have been it. But just be ready for one final capitulation moment, black swan catalyst driven. But the fundamentals are showing you where this goes. The technicals are showing you that we filled all the order blocks to the downside. There's no more order blocks to the downside. There's only order blocks to the upside. Right around $2, right around $3. There's order blocks waiting on the XRP chart. Technicals are matching with the fundamentals. The only question is, have you stacked enough of these assets before we go back into expansion, back into a bull run? If you appreciate what we're doing, help us out by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide. I do want to say a quick word. If you're looking to get cryptocurrency, precious metals in your retirement account, we have you covered with our sponsor, iTrust Capital. You can buy and sell crypto or precious metals. Use my link to get a special $100 funding bonus. They have the IRA. You can roll over a 401k or other retirement account into an IRA with iTrust Capital, or their non-retirement account product here is the Premium Custody Account. This is free institutional grade custody with their closed loop system. You will not lose your digital assets with that product right there. So that's linked up down below. $100 funding bonus is waiting for you. Hope everybody's having a great Monday so far. Full coverage all week long. 2026 is going to be bullish. New all-time highs are coming in for XRP. I hope you're ready. Help us out by liking the video on the way out. And if you're new here, make sure you have subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.